Vandeham Shiguro Shiyata Parakamlam Shigurun Vaishnavam Sya Shirupam Sagrajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shirana Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishkam Vitam Sya Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Vedanipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govindabhidam Ujwalam Bharatanu Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bhande Vishwa Gurun Shah Divyad Bhagavat Premna Vibija Pranam Devam Divyatanum Suchandavananam Balarka Chelan Shitam Sandrananda Puram Sadekavaranam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Banditam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Yashishvara Sridharam Vanshakopatarubyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhyavaja Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavananyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So today is the divine appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And we will do a program in about 2.5 hours for Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Right now I'm reading from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, finishing the chapter that we're on, and tomorrow we'll observe Srila Haridas Thakur's disappearance day. So I'll read from that section dealing with Srila Haridas Thakur's leaving. That I'll read tomorrow. Now I'm reading from chapter 11 of the Madhya-lila, the Beta Kirtan pastimes. And this is verse number 175. Mahaprabhu is speaking to Kashi Mishra. He says, Amara nikate e pushpera ujjane ekane gharache paramanirjane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, nearby my place in this garden of flowers is a solitary room that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, nearby my place in this garden of flowers is a single room that is very solitary. Segaramake deho ache prayojan niburite basiyatahan koriva smaran. Please give that room to me, for I have need for it. Indeed, I shall remember the lotus feet of the Lord sitting in that very solitary place. Mishra kohe sabto maran chaha ki karane apana ichaya laha jeto maramane. Kashi Mishra then told Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everything belongs to you. What is the use of your begging? By your own will you can take whatever you like. Amidui hoy tomar dasha agya kori. Amidui hoy tomar dasha agya kari. Jai chaha se agya deho kripa kori. My Lord, we are two servants and are here just to carry out your orders. By your mercy, please tell us to do whatever you want. Etako he duijane vidain loila Gopinath Baninatha duhe sanginila. Saying this, Kashi Mishra and the superintendent and the temple inspector took their leave, and Gopinath Baninath went with them. Gopinath de Kailasa Basagar Baninathai Dila Prashada Bistar. Gopinath was then shown all the residential places, and Vaninath was given large quantities of food, Mahaprasadam, left by Lord Jagannath. Vaninath Aila Bahu Prasada Pitaloya Gopinath Aila Basa Samskara Korea. Thus Vaninath Rai returned with large quantities of Lord Jagannath's prasad, including cakes and other good eatables. Gopinath Acharya then also returned after cleansing all the residential quarters. Thus Vaninath Rai returned with large quantities of Lord Jagannath's food remnants, including cakes and other good eatables. Gopinath Acharya also returned after cleansing all the residential quarters. Mahaprabhu Koheshunas Sarva Vaishnavagan Nija Nija Vasa Save Korahagaman. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then addressed all the Vaishnavas and requested that they listen to him. He said, now you can go to your respective residential quarters. So, as we noted, this is when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had just arrived from South India, from his tour of South India. And he had, all the devotees from Bengal are coming to see him. And he's, so this is just the beginning of Mahaprabhu's staying in Jagannath Puri for an extended period of time. And he asked, they're arranging for all the residential quarters of the devotees who are coming from Bengal and prasadam for them. Everything is just being properly set up. And in future years this will continue, but this is the first time. Samudrasnan Gore Kora Chura Darshan Tabayaji Ihanashi Korive Bojan. Go to the sea and bathe and look at the top of the temple. After so doing, please come back here and take your lunch. Estamos en el capítulo 11, verso 184. Prabhu Namaskori Sabe Basate Chalila Gopinath Acharya Sabe Basastana Dila. After offering obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees departed for their residences, and Gopinath Acharya showed them their respective quarters. Mahaprabhu Ailatabe Haridasa Milane Haridas Kore Preme Nama Sankirtane. After this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to meet Haridas Thakur, and he saw him engaged in chanting the Mahamantra with ecstatic love. Haridas chanted, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhu deke Pariage Dandavat Hoya, Prabhu Alingana Koila, Tare Utaya. Prabhu deke Pariage Dandavadhaya, Prabhu Lingana Koila Tare Utnaya. As soon as Haridas Thakur saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he immediately fell down like a stick to offer him obeisances. And Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu raised him up and embraced him. Duijane Premaveshe Koraha Krandane Prabhu Gune Britya Bika Prabhu Britya Gune. Then both the Lord and his servant began to cry in ecstatic love. Indeed, the Lord was transformed by the qualities of his servant, and the servant was transformed by the qualities of his master. They were both very much affected when they're embracing each other. Haridas Kohe Prabhu na Chuniya More Mui Nicha Asprisha Parama Pamare. Haridas Thakur then said, "My dear Lord, please do not touch me, for I am most fallen and untouchable, and I am the lowest among men." Prabhu Kohe Thomas Parshi Pavitra Hoite Tomara Pavitra Dharma Nahika Amate. The Lord said, "I wish to touch you just to be purified, for your purified activities do not exist in me." Kane kane koratumi sarvatirte snan. Kane kane koratumi yagyatapodan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exalted Haridas Thakur, stating, "At every moment you take your bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage, and at every moment you perform great sacrifices, austerities, and charity." Nirantara Kora Chari Beda Adyayan Dvijanyase Hoite Tumi Parama Pavan. You are constantly studying the four Vedas, and you are far better than any Brahmin or sannyasi. Aho Bhatta Swapacho Togariyan Yadzjivagre Bhartate Namatubhyam Tap Tepus Tapas Te Jehuvu Sasnorarya Brahmanur Chur Nama Grinanti Yete. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then recited the following verses. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then recited the following verse. "My dear Lord, one who always keeps your holy name on his tongue becomes greater than an initiated Brahmin. Although he may be born in a family of dog-eaters, and therefore by material calculation may be the lowest among men, he is still glorious. This is the wonderful effect of chanting the holy name of the Lord. It is therefore concluded that one who chants the holy name of the Lord should be understood to have performed all kinds of austerities and great sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas. He has already taken his bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage. He has studied all the Vedas, and he is actually an Aryan." So Haridas Thakur was born in a Muslim family, but he's the Namacharya. So this verse is very appropriate that Mahaprabhu has recited. "My dear Lord, one who always keeps your holy name on his tongue becomes greater than an initiated Brahmin. Although he may be born in a family of dog-eaters, and therefore by material calculation may be the lowest among men, he is still glorious. This is the wonderful effect of chanting the holy name of the Lord. It is therefore concluded that one who chants the holy name of the Lord should be understood to have performed all kinds of austerities and great sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas. He has already taken his bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage. He has studied all the Vedas, and he is actually an Arya." Nibritta bole tare loya gela pushpodhyane Ati nibritti tare dila vasastane. Saying that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Haridas Thakur within the flower garden, and there in a very secluded place he showed him his residence. Aistane rohi kora nama sankirtan pratidina asyami koriba milan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Haridas Thakur, "Remain here and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. I shall personally come here to meet you daily." Mandira Chakradeki Kurahab Pranam Etai Tomara Asibe Prasadan. Remain here peacefully and take darshan of the chakra on the top of the Jagannath temple and offer obeisances. As far as your prasadam is concerned, I shall arrange to have that sent here. And that would be sent with Govinda, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servant. Nityananda Jagadananda Damodar Mukunda Haridas Milisabe Paila Ananda. When Nityananda Prabhu, Jagadananda Prabhu, Damodar Prabhu, and Mukunda Prabhu met Haridas Thakur, they all became very pleased. Samudra Snan Kore Prabhu, Aila Nejastane, Advaitari Gela, Sindhu, Koribare Snane. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to his residence after taking a bath in the sea, all the devotees headed by Advaita Prabhu, headed by Advaita Acharya, went to bathe in the sea. When Mahaprabhu returned to his residence after taking a bath in the sea, all the devotees headed by Advaita Acharya went to bathe in the sea. Asi Jagannath there, Koila, Chura Darshan, Prabhur Avase, Aila, Kurite Bojan. After bathing in the sea, Advaita Prabhu and all the other devotees returned. And on their return, they had darshan of the chakra of the Jagannath temple. They then went to the residence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to take their lunch. Well, by Mahaprabhu's instruction, they're looking at the top of the Jagannath temple and seeing the chakra, bowing down before that, and then they go to the residence of Mahaprabhu. Savare Basaila Prabhu, Jogya Kramakori, Sri Haste Pariveshan, Koila Gorahari. One after the other, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made all the devotees sit in their proper places. He then began to distribute prasadam with his own hand. Alpa Ananahiaishe Dite Prabhu Urhate Duitine Rana Deno Egg Pate. All the devotees were served prasadam on plantain leaves, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed on each leaf a quantity suitable for 2 to 3 men to eat. For his hand could not distribute less than that. Prabhu na kaile keho na kore bojan, urdhva haste basi rohe sarva bhaktagan. All the devotees kept their hands raised over the prasadam distributed to them, for they did not want to eat without seeing the Lord eat first. Swarup Gosai Prabhu ke koila nivedan, tumiba basile kehona kore bojan. Swarup Damodar then informed Mahaprabhu, unless you sit and take prasadam, no one will accept it. No one will start eating unless you're sitting first and take prasadam. After you start, then the devotees will start. Tomasange rohe jata sannyasi ragan, Gopinath Acharya tare horayachini mantran. Gopinath Acharya has invited all the sannyasis who remain with you to come and take prasadam. Acharyasi jachin bikara prasadana laya Puri Bharati Achin Tomar Apeka Korea. Gopinath Acharya has already come, bringing sufficient prasadam to distribute to all the sannyasis. And sannyasis like Paramananda Puri and Brahmananda Bharati are waiting for you. Nityananda Loya Bhikka Korite Maisha Tumi Vaishnavara Pariveshan Korite Chiyami. You may sit down and accept lunch with Nityananda Prabhu, and I shall distribute the prasadam to all the Vaishnavas. Tabe Prabhu Prasadana Govinda Hate Dila Jatna Kore Haridas Thakur Pataila. After this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu carefully delivered some prasadam into the hands of Govinda to be given to Haridas Thakur. Apane basila sab sannyasi loya pariveshan kori acharya harashita hoya. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally sat down to accept lunch with the other sannyasis, and Gopinath Acharya began to distribute the prasadam with great pleasure. Swarup Gosai Damodar Jagannath Vaishnavere Pariveshe Tinajani Ananda. Then Swarup Damodar Pandit, and Jagannath all began to distribute prasadam to the devotees with great pleasure. Nana Pita Pana Kaya Akanta Puriya Madhye Madhye Hari Kohe Anandita Hoya. They took, it says here, Pita Pana. Pita Pana is a special preparation that's served in Orissa. It's like it's a drink, some fruit drink, and some like cakes to eat, to eat with it. They took Pita Pana, filling themselves up to their throats, and at intervals they vibrated the holy name of the Lord in great jubilation. So they're all taking prasadam. Bhojana samapta hoila koila achaman sabare paraila prabhu maya chandan. After everyone had finished his lunch and washed his mouth and hands, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally decorated everyone with flower garlands and sandalwood pulp. So they all took lunch, some Jagannath Prasad, Vishrama Korite Sabe Nijabasa Gela, Sandhya Kale Ashe Puna Prabhuke Milila. After thus accepting prasadam, they all went to take rest at their respective residences, and in the evening they again came to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hinakale Ramananda Aila Prabhu Stane Prabhu Mindila Prabhu Milaila Tare Sab Vaishnava Gane. At this time, Ramananda Raya also came to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord took the opportunity to introduce him to all the Vaishnavas. So these are all the Vaishnavas that have come from Bengal. Sabaloya, and they've all taken big sumptuous lunch of Jagannath Prasadam. Sabaloya Gela Prabhu Jagannath Loy Kirtana Ramba Tata Koila Mahashai. The great personality of God at Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then took all of them to the temple of Jagannath and began the congregational chanting of the holy name there. So this is happening in the evening. They took lunch and rest, and now they've come together. And the Lord is introducing Ramananda Roy to all the devotees from Bengal. Sandhya Dupadeki Rambila Sankirtan Paricha Ase Sabare Dilamaya Chandan. After seeing the Dup Arti of the Lord, they all began chanting Sankirtan. Then the Padicha, the superintendent of the temple, came and offered flower garlands and sandalwood pulp to everyone. This also happened when we were in Navadip, when we were going on Navadip Dham Parikrama. We'd start out, there'd be some kirtan in the temple, and then at the Samadhi of Guru Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj would come and he would offer garlands and sandalwood pulp to all the devotees going on parikrama, to the sannyasis they give, and then to everyone else they also gave the garlands. Charidike Chare Sampradaya Korana Kirtan Madhye Nritya Kore Prabhu Shachira Nandan. 4 parties were then distributed in 4 directions to perform Sankirtan. In the middle of them, the Lord himself, known as the son of Mother Sachi, began to dance. Ashtam Ridanga Baje Batrishta Karta Haridwane Kore Sabe Bole Balo Balo. In the 4 groups there were 8 mridangas and 32 kartals. Altogether they began to vibrate the transcendental sound, and everyone said Balo Balo, which means very good, very good. Kirtanara Dwane Maha Mangala Utila Chaturdasa Lokbari Brahmanda Bedila. When the tumultuous vibration of Sankirtan resounded, all good fortune immediately awakened, and the sound penetrated the whole universe through the 14 planetary systems. Kirtana Rambe Prema Utali Chalila Nilachala Basilok Daya Aila. When the congregational chanting began, ecstatic love immediately overflooded everything, and all the residents of Jagannath Puri came running. Kirtan Deki Sabar Mane Hoila Chamatkar Kabuna Hed Deki Aiche Primera Bikar. Everyone was astonished to see such a performance of Sankirtan, and they all agreed that never before had Kirtan been so performed, and ecstatic love of God so exhibited. Tabe Prabhu Jagannath Mandira Bediya Pradakina Kore Bulen Nartana Korea. At this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu circumambulated the temple of Jagannath and continuously danced about the whole area. Age Pashe Gana Kore Chare Sampradai Achadera Kaledare Nityananda Roy. As the circumambulation was performed, the 4 kirtan parties sang in front and in the rear. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell down to the ground, Sri Nityananda Rai Prabhu lifted him up. Ashru Pulaka Kampa Shreda Gambira Hunkar Primera Bikara Deki Loke Chamatkar. While kirtan was going on, there was a transformation of ecstatic love and much tears, jubilation, trembling, perspiration, and deep resounding in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Upon seeing this transformation, all the people present became very much astonished. Mahaprabhu is exhibiting all these symptoms of Mahabhav, of great love of Godhead, and people were astonished to see this. Vichkore Dara Shini Ashru Nayane Charidike Loksab Koraye Sinane. Tears from the eyes of the Lord came out with great force, like water from a syringe. Indeed, all the people who surrounded him were moistened by his tears. Well, as I said, Mahaprabhu has come back from Jagannath Puri and Mahaprabhu has come back from South India and now really taken his residence in Jagannath Puri. So the people had not been with Mahaprabhu because he had probably some years had not been there, and now he's come back to live in Jagannath Puri, and so now he's starting kirtan, and the people are unfamiliar with Mahaprabhu and seeing these great signs of transformation and transformations. of prema that are appearing in his body, and they're astonished. Of course, they would be astonished even if Mahaprabhu had been there before, because this is all just the most divine manifestation. Veda Nritya Mahaprabhu Kore Katakan Mandire Pache Rohe Kore Ye Kirtan. After circumambulating the temple, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for some time remained at the rear of the temple and continued his Sankirtan. Charidike Chari Sampradai Uchaishvare Gai Madhye Tander Nitya Kore Gorarai. On all four sides of the four Sankirtan groups, on all four sides, the four Sankirtan groups chanted very loudly, and in the middle, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced, jumping high. Bahukana Nritya Kore Prabhu Stira Hoila Chare Mahantare Tabe Nachite Agyadila. After dancing for a long time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became still and ordered four great personalities to begin to dance. Mahaprabhu danced first for a long time, and then he asked for four great personalities to do themselves dance. Ek Sampradaye Nache Nityananda Raya Advaita Acharya Nache Ara Sampradaye. In one group, Nityananda Prabhu began to dance, and in another group, Advaita Acharya began to dance. Ara Sampradaye Nache Pandita Bakrishwar Srivas Nache Ara Sampradaya Bitar. Bakrishwara Pandit began to dance in another group, and in yet another group, Haridas Thakur began to dance. Madhya-lila Mahaprabhu Kortana. Madhya-lila Mahaprabhu Korana Darshan Tahan Ek Aishvaryatara Hoila Prakatan. While this dancing was going on, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu watched them and performed a miracle. Charidike Nritya Gita Kore Jatajan Sabideke Prabhu Kore Amare Darshan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood in the middle of the dancers, and all the dancers in all directions perceived that Mahaprabhu was looking at them. Chari Janer Nitya Dekite. Let's see. So this is what is the miracle. Excuse me. What is the miracle is they're dancing on all four sides, and every group is thinking that Mahaprabhu is looking directly at them. So this is the miracle, that Mahaprabhu is showing himself looking at each group, is although they're in the four directions. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood in the middle of the dancers, and all the dancers in all directions perceived that Mahaprabhu was looking at them. Chari Janer Nitya Dekite Prabhura Abhilas Se Abhilas Se Kore Aishvarya Prakash. Wanting to see the dancing, the four great personalities, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited this miracle of seeing everyone. Darshane Aveshatara Deki Matrajane Kemone Chodike Deki Iha Nahijane. Everyone who saw Mahaprabhu understood that he was performing a miracle, but they did not know how it was that he could see on all four sides. Pulina Bojane Jina Krishnam Madhyastane Chodikara Shaka Kohe Amare Nehane. In his own pastimes in Vrindavan, when Krishna used to eat on the bank of the Jamuna and sit in the center of his friends, every one of the cowherd boys would perceive that Krishna was looking at him. In the same way, when Mahaprabhu observed the dancing, everyone saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was facing them. Nritya korite je aishe sanidane Mahaprabhu koritare drida alingane. When someone came nearby while dancing, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would tightly embrace him. Mahanritya Mahaprema Mahasankirtan Deke Prema Veshe Bashe Nilachala Jan. Upon seeing the great dancing and great love and great Sankirtan, all the people of Jagannath Puri floated in an ecstatic ocean of love. Gajapati Rajashuni Kirtana Mahatva Atalika Charideki Sogana Sahita. Hearing the greatness of the Sankirtan, King Prataparudra, Maharaj Prataparudra, went up to the top of this palace and watched the performance with his personal associates. Kirtana Deki Rajar Hoila Chamatkar Prabhu Ke Milite Utkanta Borila Apar. The king was very much astonished to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's kirtan, and the king's anxiety to meet him increased unlimitedly. So for the present time, Mahaprabhu is showing that everyone, he doesn't want to meet with a king, he doesn't want to meet with someone who's considered the king of the material society, meaning he has great opulence, great, many wives, or what. Mahaprabhu doesn't want to meet with him. But the king is actually a great devotee, Maharaj Prataparudra. And his heart is very much affected because he has great desire. He's a great devotee and he has great desire to meet with Mahaprabhu. So the king was very much astonished to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's kirtan, and the king's anxiety to meet him, to have his darshan, increased unlimitedly. So he's watching from afar, he's watching from the top of this palace. Kirtana samapte Prabhu deki pushpanjali sarva vaishnava loya Prabhu aila basachali. After the Sankirtan ended, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu watched the offering of flowers to the Lord Jagannath deity. Then he and all the Vaishnavas returned to his residence. Padicha aniya dila prashada bistar sabare bantiya daha dilena ishwar. The superintendent of the temple then brought large quantities of prasadam, which Mahaprabhu personally distributed to all the devotees. Sabare vidaya dila korite shayad Madhya-lila kore sachira nandan. Finally, they all departed to rest in bed. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Sachimata, performed his pastimes. Javadachila Sabe Mahaprabhu Sange Pratidin Emata Kore Kirtana Range. As long as the devotees remained at Jagannath Puri with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the pastime of Sankirtan was performed with great jubilation every day. Eta Kohilun Prabhu Kirtana Vilas Jevaiha Shunihoy Chaitanya Haridas. So the devotees came from Bengal and they'll stay for 4 months through the Chaturmasya. In this way I have explained the Lord's pastime of Sankirtan, and I bless everyone with this benediction. By listening to this description, one will surely become a servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way I have explained the Lord's pastime of Sankirtan, and I bless everyone with this benediction. By listening to this description, one will surely become a servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's the blessings that one will receive from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami for listening to this description of the Lord's pastimes in this chapter called the Veda Kirtan pastimes. Sri Rupa Raghunath Parijara As Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishna Das, praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I Krishna Das narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya-lila, 11th chapter, describing the Veda Kirtan pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hari Hare Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama Hari Hare Nama Krishna Vaya Nama Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Vaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Maranaman Giridhari Gopinath Maranaman Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Dharadhara Shiva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Dharadhara Shiva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhatta Raghunath Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Raghunath Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jaite Vignana Shabishta Puran Jaite Vignana Shabishta Puran Echai Gosai Jarmui Taradas Echai Gosai Jarmui Taradas Kasava Pada Renu Mora Panchagras Kasava Pada Renu Mora Panchagras Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame More Abhilas Janame More Abhilas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Anande Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Narakamudas Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narakamudas Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Goranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jo Ki Jai. Tadiya Jayam Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Goranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jo Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Avirbhav Mahotsav Ki Jai. The Divine Appearance Day of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehriya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashta Tara Sadashi Shriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashta Tara Sadashi Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Sat Chidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Prem Sigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasri Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Vishvavarenya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kushamashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ram Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Koladvip Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jai. Sokel Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Manarani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jul Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Dham Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jul Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigda Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhara Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hare Hare Bol.